Blue, Golden Grand Prix champion and clip-on champion this year, taking on the University World Champion, Justina DiStasio of Canada. And this is going to be a great matchup. DiStasio is a couple-time Pan Am champion. She's won the Dave Schultz before. She's a great competitor. Obviously, Canada has the Olympic champ at this weight class, Erica Wiebe, at 75 kilos, and DiStasio and Wiebe have, had their battles. DiStasio was on the world team in 2015.
Great job here by DiStasio to feed hips to Furuichi.
Yeah, Furuichi had a battle with Erin Claudio in the semis. She was actually losing 2-0 to Claudio in the second, and then really sort of opened it up in the second and got.
She went Molinaro on Claudio. Got her up in the air twice.
Yeah, she got her up in the air and was able to get, I believe, a 4-pointer and then another takedown.
And for me, I don't think Furuichi's a true 75 either. And I don't think that Japan's 69, Olympic champion Sarah Dosho, is a true 69. It all kind of goes that you got Icho at 58, so Kawai has to bump up, and she's kind of filled out now as a full-size 63, but then Dosho, in turn, has to bump up to 69, and now they're looking at Furuichi to move into that 75-kilo role.
Oh, really? That's their last sort of slot to fill for the Olympic weight classes. They had, 4 Olympic champs, an Olympic silver, and then their heavyweight, nada. So that's really where you're going to see I think putting Furuichi in the lineup for Japan just makes them ridiculous scary, because she is obviously capable, and when the lights are on, I see 6 world titles.
It's not bad.
Undefeated at the World Championships.
Yeah. So we're probably going to get somebody going on the shot clock here.
But
both of them have a warning against them.
I do think Justasio has a marginal size advantage right now over Furuichi. It looks noticeable.
And again, DiStasio, she's had close matches. She's beaten Wiebe before. So that a rivalry we could see for another 4 years. Canada, for the next 4 years, very well may have a medalist continually every year at 75 kilos.
Yeah, and I know DiStasio, she had a great battle with Adeline Gray at the Pan Am Games of 2015. Right before Adeline won the Worlds. A headlock attempt there. They're going to go 2, no slip throw call. So that was a little bit, I think, pressuring forward size advantage of DiStasio. The muscle. That was more of a muscle move, forcing Furuichi into throwing something. She felt uncomfortable in the position.
And I don't know that I've ever seen a Japanese girl hit a headlock. Not saying that they can't, but I don't know that it's not their MO.
No, they're more of a – what they do is – it's subtle, but they make you make mistakes. They pressure you. Yeah, they have good offense. They have good single legs, but they're very frustrating to wrestle.
Well, it's off of positioning.
Yeah, they have great positioning, and when you shoot, they score. That's typically how it goes. That's how Icho and Yoshida sort of make their money. And you notice in the gold medal match with Maroulis, she played it patient. She played it patient and forced Icho to come on the offense, and she was able to counter Yoshida, and that's how that played out the way it did.
And I, for one, as we get to the close here, DiStasio leading 2-0 on the strength of that missed headlock takedown. But I, for one, cannot wait to see what Helen Maroulis' next act is. I highly doubt we're going to see her at 53 again. She's been the champ at 55. Could she be filling out? She won the Open before at 58. So
the
both of those
playing right now is 58.
Right, both of those possibility. I agree with you that and you know more than I do working for USA Wrestling, but I do think 58 is the plan. And man, wouldn't that be awesome? We could get a match with her and Icho.
That would be great.
That's Helen Maroulis, Maryland's finest. Would, in my opinion, be one of the greatest women's wrestlers ever. To beat both Yoshida and Icho would be just incredible. We're back to action here in this 75-kilo final. Our last match of the tournament. Last chance, last dance, Richard.
And Furuichi immediately on the offensive in the second. She's getting the angles, which if you're wrestling a stronger opponent than you have to get to the angles. You can't attack straight on. So she's got to the swing single. She's behind, but DiStasio in solid position, and they're going to blow this up to the feet.
DiStasio, the strength there to go kind of low squat and just jam that shoulder down. Looked like with her butt and her thigh to keep Furuichi from taking the lead here early in the second period. And one thing for me with the women, you called it heavyweight yesterday. I don't know if I call 75 heavyweight, but with the heaviest weight class in the women, as she tried to go body lock there's a noticeable height difference, just like there's a noticeable height difference for me between 125 and 97. A lot of the 75 girls are tall. Adeline's tall. Marcel Liziuk is tall. Weeb is tall. And so that's one thing I think Furuichi's going to need to work on her leverage, which to having Dosho as a teammate, Dosho's figured out her leverage pretty well at 69. And we're starting to.
On that.
Yeah, fans are starting to pick up here, starting to be a lot of background noise, a lot of action. DiStasio really staying defensive here and shutting down the offense of Furuichi. Canadian coaches really want DiStasio to pick up the pace. They do not want her to, go on the clock and then give a point and then possibly get in a situation where Furuichi's shooting, and gives up maybe a late takedown or counter, or exposure.
I'm looking at the results, and we have nothing for Furuichi up at 75 kilos. Her highest is 72 from Junior Worlds this year. Her last loss was at the Oregon in 2016 at 69. It's the last time she's lost a match. First place finishes from there on out. She doesn't lose much, so this is a big match for DiStasio to keep that momentum going. She's got a world title at the university level. She's one of the top contenders at this weight class.
Great job feeding hips there. Furuichi kind of looked like she was trying to boot scoot under, but now she is extended on the mat. And DiStasio doing a great job, at least killing time. Furuichi kind of hanging on for dear life.
Now, and at this point, it's in DiStasio's ballpark. She's just got to hold solid position, use her strength, and not have a mental error here. So the smallest slaps Furuichi will pounce.
Hard slap.
Yeah, I think that's a little frustration, maybe a little youth on display there.
Yeah.
Just frustrated, not used to being on this side of things.
It's hard sometimes when you win this much to lose.
To lose. But she's been in deep on several shot attempts and just hasn't even been able to switch off from the single to gathering behind and gathering ankles or even elevating in the air. She hasn't been able to make an adjustment from that position. She has 20 seconds to try and figure something out.
Right.
I have a feeling she'll be able to get in on the legs. It's just a matter of she's in on the leg now. Can she finish? Those hips are so tough for DiStasio. Gosh, look at the hip. Oh, she's going to get the two. 13 seconds left.
Winners win, Richard. That was impressive. And, say what you want about the late slap there as DiStasio goes folk-style stand-up here. But winners win. Furuichi gets it done. That's going to close out the Schultz for us. Furuichi's going to get her hand raised. So, as expected, Japan gets a bunch of champions. But we're